So the Ravager is has Thrash and Endure. The Ravager gets XP for violence and intimidation. The Ravager gets a Warhound of indeterminate nature, huge-ass powered armor, a terrifying and savage weapon, rage-inducing drugs, a voice amplifier, and a man-catcher. They are friends with a slave trader, a weapon maker, a flesh master, a pigman of the Narc, or an adjudicator. And we talked about their special abilities being things like ripping their clothes off, severing people's limbs, basically not to be fucked with. They get better the more stress they have. Something about being terrifying, acting as if they were armed when they are unarmed, right? Like their hands and feet and genitals are probably all weapons that they can use. They're really good at damaging objects, like they could punch holes in a spaceship. There's an option, I think, for joining like a warrior order, like a metal like fraternity or sorority. Is there like a gender neutral name for that? Like, because even fellowship is like, that's men. But the idea is that they are like they're bonded. Yeah, a lodge of blood. Yeah, totally. Okay. And then their ability to ignore trauma, special armor against any physical harm. Warrior hashtag squad. Yeah, totally. A club. I like cohort. That's good too. And then yeah, immunities. Like they're too tough to breathe, or like they can just like hang out in space. Cool. All right. Yeah, generally this would be the person who bucks. They might also nuck, depending. Yeah, ignoring trauma, totally. Okay, so I guess once per... Is there like a thing? Do we have... Let me see. Let's see. Trauma. Is there already a move that I can steal? Because this one, definitely there are a few that I can steal. Okay, nothing I can just yank from here. So... It's a horde, of course. A pack or a horde. Yeah, I like it. Okay, once per score, you can... It's not like ignoring trauma, but you just like deal with it later. Right? It's like I can keep going, and then I take it. You're delaying your trauma. Yeah. Ignore newly acquired. Oh, that's what? Yeah, I always got it right. Okay. Instead of marking it. Yeah, that's right. Right. Newly acquired trauma until the end. To the end of a stretch. Like it's you basically just cuts out the out of commission thing for whatever time period. Yeah, you lose your downtime maybe. Yeah. You can ignore the effects of newly acquired trauma. Yeah, it's totally called walk it off. You can ignore the effects of a newly acquired trauma. If you do, mark the trauma as usual, but continue with the scene as though you had not. Right? Like the idea here is you take it, but it doesn't like fuck you off out of the scene. You can only do it once per score. Yeah. Okay, and then totally there was somebody was suggesting a move about like ripping your clothes off. It's like the Skinner, but you're ripping other people's skin off. The Ravager respects people's consent, except when it comes to dying. Everything else, you wouldn't rip somebody else's clothes off. You just rip your own. Okay, so what did we say the move was? It was like you get a bonus when you yank off your... It hits you later. Yeah. Does the stress get cleared? No. Well, the idea is that like it does, but then you basically get another full bar. Yeah, you do it just like normal, but it doesn't knock you out. So you keep spending stress, but you can end up with 2, and that second trauma would knock you out. Yeah. And then yeah, an armor bonus for yanking off your clothes. So like when you tear off your clothes, was it just like how do we do armor in this? Like you gain an additional point of armor. Captain Kirk was a Ravager. That's right. Rage against your pants. Yeah, totally. No, so the idea here with this is you ignore the effects. I guess once per score when you suffer trauma or when you mark trauma. What is it called? The verb is like mark trauma. Mark trauma. Ignore you when you mark trauma. You can remain in the scene. Like you remain in the scene instead of being like knocked out. Let me see. Trauma. Here we go. What is the phrasing? Circle when you're trauma condition, when you suffer trauma, you're taken out of the action. So reduce your stress to 0 and ignore the fact and you are not, it's suffer trauma. Okay. All right. So when you suffer trauma, mark stress, suffer trauma. That's right. You remain in the scene of, when your stress gauge fills, mark trauma, clear your stress, but remain in the action. I like that. When you suffer trauma, clear your stress, but remain in the action. And the idea here is, and it clears. Oh, and we should hear, your vice has been satisfied for the next downtime. If your vice is violent, if your vice involves violence, it has been satisfied for the next downtime. Otherwise, you must satisfy it as usual. Okay, good. So there you go. All right, when you tear off your clothes, what happens? Like you rip off most of your clothes, most or all of your clothes. in a fury, a rage, or some other cathartic expression. If your stress gauge fills a second time, your heart explodes. So the idea here is you have to just be like, you like rip off all your clothes and like run screaming into battle. And it doesn't, I don't know that it necessarily has to be like, I don't think it has to be fighting necessarily. Like it could be basically this, and this is my lampoon. And this is the thing is I want to mostly lampoon masculinity in this, but I also want, one move that shows them really, really like really sensitive. You may clear your stress. So the idea here is like 90% of this playbook will be like you either get to be angry or violent or whatever, but there's going to be one move that'll be like about like a deep seated inner like feeling. Like you're actually really in touch with your feelings, like Gentle Giant, right? Actually, that'll be the name of the move. This is our anti-toxic masculinity move. And we'll write that later. And remember this character, the Ravager, can be a man, a woman, non-binary, agender, whatever, but they are extremely masculine performing in their actions. They are not necessarily men, but they behave in a very traditionally masculine way. Because remember, the various demons are gonna fuck up. They're gonna fuck up like how gender works potentially in the universe. So, so the idea is you tear off all your most or all of your clothes in a fury, a rage, or some other cathartic expression. Take the art for this playbook should be a woman. I think you're right. Yeah. I mean, there's a vibe here for all people of all genders. And I think, no, not to be trifled with is just going to be another move. But let's see. What do you get for ripping off all your clothes? This is a prep, right? You do this before you like run into battle or before you intimidate someone or like, God, it's just like you're freaking out. Yeah, and it gives you a bonus because you would do this before you fight. Something about like damage reduction or yeah, or potency or something. Yeah. But like like when you rip your clothes off, you can mark special armor to avoid the consequences of any physical harm. So that's the one thing. I kind of like the idea of like just until you put your clothes back on, you're just awesome. You're just naked and shiny. There definitely is going to be a mark special armor to avoid consequences one, but for right now, this is more about the doing rather than the. And yeah, and then you have to take an action to like get dressed. And you have to wear clothes because you have to tear them off. Like the purpose of clothing is that you shred them. Like you have to rip them all off to be able to do this. And then you put your clothes back on so that later you can rip them off. That's why, Ketos, because until you get dressed again or the scene ends. There you go. So the idea here is that you have to like put your clothes back on to be able to rip them off again. It's the ripping, not the being naked. Yeah. Is scene like a thing in this? Like engagement? What should I call it? It's not a score. It's one step down from a score. Do we use scene when we talk about blades? How would what would be the word there? That's something I'm not totally sure. I think scene is fine. I'm going to leave it as scene for right now and then snap pants. Yeah, exactly. So this is the Hulkamania thing. This is the like, unburdened by your clothes, witness my mighty thews, gaze upon my pecs. Oh yeah, jorts. If I could, honestly, like, like, I feel like it should just be on the list. It's a given, especially like short jorts, like really, so you gotta get that butt curve, your muscly butt underneath. Okay, anyway, so gaze upon my mighty thews. When you rip off all your clothes, you get a +1 effect. Yeah, right. You do it in a dialogue scene or repairing an engine or something where you just like rip off all your clothes and then you like get into a spirited debate with someone. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Okay. Gaze upon my mighty thews, walk it off. We get that one. Something about rending and tearing. What's that Doom quote? Rend and tear. What's the Doom? Rip and tear. That's what it's called. Rip and tear. Yeah. That's what we're gonna call this one. So, rip and tear. This is the like you can rip off someone's arm and beat them with it. So something about like, that's right, rip and tear your guts. So something about like ripping off. I don't think like when you inflict, basically when you kill someone or knock them out with physical violence, you get a bonus to the next time you attack someone. And the idea here is that you like rip someone's arm off and kill them. So what is that called when you like knock someone out or when you do enough damage to like KO somebody essentially? Yeah. Severe harm gives you potency. Yeah. What do we call that in Blades when you like knock out an NPC or whatever? Because I want this to be about like, yeah, like literally about when you kill off an enemy. But there may not be a specific, because we don't trauma people out. Yeah, when you remove an NPC from a scene with violence. Yeah, getting taken out of the action. Okay, let's try that. When you remove... There you go. Yeah, NPC stuff isn't really statted. It's complex or abstract. So yeah, when you remove an NPC from a scene with violence, gain +1 die in your next violent action. Yeah. To what extent does yeeting them into space fulfill the requirements of this move? You would have to yeet like, I mean, yes, it 100% fulfills it, but I like the idea of yeeting like 99% of them. Does rip and tear stack with itself? Yes. It's cleave. You're cleaving NPCs. Perfect. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. So let's see. Rip and tear. I'm just gonna steal the not to be fucked with. But I'm gonna call it something more metal. Where's that one? Not to be trifled. I think it's not to be trifled with. Okay. And this one, it's got to, I want to follow the same, like, not to be fucked with, because it comes from Apocalypse World, right? I want it not to be fucked with, not to be trifled with, and then it's got to be like something like, I fucking wish you would. Like, right? This idea of like, yes, yeah, the fucking, the dude from Fist of the North Star is completely a Reaver. Yeah. Or a Ravager, rather. I am the one who fucks. I do like I fucking dare you. I'm gonna go with that one right now. So you can push yourself to do one of the following. Perform a feat of physical force that verges on the superhuman. I'm just gonna rewrite this. Okay. Or engage a small gang on equal footing in close combat. There you go. I've only seen clips of Fist of the North Star, but it seems like the most adolescent power fantasy thing I've ever seen. Exactly. Okay. So we'll figure out the names for these. Yeah, say what again? Okay. Great. So we got that. Is there, okay, how do we deal with like weapons versus not having weapons? Is it just fictional positioning? Oh yeah, you could go very JoJo, very like, yes, the leather daddy Ravager is completely a thing. Yeah. Fists of Fury, Hands of Steel. But it's not, it's everything. My body is a weapon, right? Like, fictional positioning in effect. So like, yeah, right. Judas Priest. Totally. Yeah. Efficacy and potency and like, yeah, I think it would just be like fictional positioning. In effect, your body is a fine weapon. I kind of like, I like this. I kind of think I kind of like that. Your body is a fine weapon. It does what it says, pal. Good. Done. Sold. All right. So you can spend, I want one that's like spend stress to like, you may spend 2 stress to something about like just completely destroy. There's like a wrecker thing. Can I explain for the uninitiated what the metal space setting really means? No, like I wish I could. It's like I'm taking inspiration from a lot of like over the top psychedelic kind of ridiculous like heavy metal. This kind of machismo oozing drug addled like it's about as philosophically deep as like stoner conversation. And it's just this kind of like, the shit you would spray paint on the side of a van, the kind of stuff that like metalhead teenagers in the late 80s or like from the late 70s to the late 80s probably would have thought was like, cool, bro. Like just like a quagmire of bullshit. Yeah. He-Man. Yeah, right. But like metal He-Man. And it runs the gamut. Like this guy is like basically like this character's like Gwar, right? This is like it's the like huge fucking rippling muscles and spikes and skulls and barf and blood and axes that are made up of 6 more axes. And then there are other like variations of that, right? This happens to be kind of where we're sitting right now with this playbook. The Space Wizard, for example, will be a lot more like the older like metal dude who's been to all the shows, who's just in the back like with his long beard and his like weird felt hat. And you're like, who the fuck is that guy? And they're like, oh, that's the heavy metal sage. No one knows his name, but he has seen things in the darkness. He owns every Iron Maiden LP ever recorded, even the ones from China. Right? Like it'll be like, it's like, there's a whole lot of, it's not very serious, but as with all metal, it takes itself incredibly serious. Like that's the balance, right? Is that like, we're here to laugh at it because it's so silly and over the top, but it as a genre and it as itself, it will not laugh at itself. It cannot laugh at itself, but we can laugh at it. Right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. And probably the Space Wizard like used to be a hippie, like probably in the dark past before they like toughened up. Yeah. Okay. So Wrecking Ball, this is like you can like bust shit, right? This is the you destroy things like inanimate objects. I'm also going to give them, I'm going to steal Mule. Because that's just like a given. Oh yeah, totally. Like there'll be some setting stuff at the beginning. Yeah. That I'll explain when we actually like finish the text of the game. Okay. So, yeah, like a saboteur move. When you wreck, your work is much quieter and the damage is well hit. This is the opposite of what we want. Let me see if there's anything else that tags off of wreck. When you wreck an area with arcane substances. Oh, it's just supernatural ward wreck. Okay. All right. When you use thrash against... thrash is like fighting back. What's the exert? I think in our case it's exert. No, it's totally cool, Cesius. Yeah, you can wreck at a higher tier or scale. I like that. Yeah, louder and more effective. So our action for this is exert, right? Because thrash is for fighting. Yeah, so exert. When you exert yourself to destroy inanimate objects. So let's look at what the moves suggest as like options, right? Something normal people can't do. I think you can destroy it no matter what it is. Like you can crush it or break it with your hands. You could thrash with inanimate objects means they fight back. But like, yeah, I want you to be able to like just destroy things that shouldn't be able to be destroyed with your bare fucking hands. Like you can fucking rip the engines off a spaceship or like fucking punch a hole in space. Like I want it to be so over the top. Like you're so angry and strong that you can just fucking tear a hole in space, right? Like that it's just like, it doesn't matter. Your anger is just so great that you can like break things. Yeah, right. You can destroy time, like stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, I want it. It's got to be like exert. I think it's like you can exert yourself, push yourself to activate. Okay, let's do that. So how about instead, you may push yourself to anger at what? I don't know. Everything. Just fucking everything. Everything makes me so angry. You may push yourself to destroy. You're angry that you're so angry. Yeah, like it's just out of control. But I don't want, the only thing I'm worried about is that like you could use this to destroy any non-supernatural object, something like that. Like I don't want you to have to be able to destroy anything that isn't demon touched, right? Or that isn't like I just don't want it to be able to be like I go on the enemy ship and I just like punch their demon to death. So like maybe you can push yourself to destroy any, but then mundane takes away. Maybe that's like a space wizard thing, the like destruction of like more conceptual shit. I think maybe destroy any mundane object. Yeah. Destroy your anger using your own anger. Any physical object? Yeah, but see, the demon ships are a physical object. They're not inanimate. Yeah. Give yourself potency when you're trying to destroy mundane stuff. Yeah. To destroy anything you can understand, which is like, I mean, yeah, I kind of want you to be able to like break a planet. Like just, because remember, planets don't matter. We're not fighting over territory. I do kind of want this character to be able to punch a moon and break it. You may push yourself to break any mundane object. Any inanimate object? Oh, I know. Here we go. You can seize that you have that you can seize control of. So you have to be in control of it. It has to belong. It has to like, you can't destroy things. This is about like flipping out on your own shit, right? So you have to seize, you have seized control, like clear control of the thing. What do they call it in Apocalypse World when you... Yeah. When you like seize control over a thing. Let me look. I'm gonna look at my Apocalypse World. There's some phrasing that Vincent uses. I'm gonna steal here. You can't attack a planet because you don't own it. Exactly. It's seized by force, but it's when you get a 10+ on seized by force. Let me look. I got Apocalypse World right here in a folder somewhere. Take definite hold, right? Like that you have definite hold over it. And yeah, this is kind of the like those who control a thing can, those who can destroy a thing control it absolutely. Let's see the phrasing I'm thinking of here. So Apocalypse World 2nd edition says, yeah, you can supernaturally seize a hold of it and then you can fucking break it. You can break it to pieces. Okay, seized by force. Definite and undeniable control. That's what I was looking for. Any inanimate object you have definite and undeniable and I need a new name for this thing, so it's like wrecking your own stuff. Temper tantrum. This is why you can't have nice things. Mind to mangle. Oh, I like that. That's good. It is a hissy fit though. It's like a little like shut up. You just break your own shit. But you have to seize control of it, right? You have to get it first. So you could use I fucking dare you to like seize control of something and then smash it to pieces. Yeah. Yeah. Like smashing your guitar. Exactly. That's right. Because it's cool and fuck objects. Okay, great. I like it. So something about how you like work better when you work better when you're like messed up. Like when you have stress. We've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 of them already. Well, 7 and a quarter. So yeah, maybe is there like an intimidation? Like oh, we should just use the special armor one. Right? So like you mark special armor. How does fucking special armor work? You may expend your special armor. Here we go. Yep. Perfect. Got it. Okay. So the move in the game is subterfuge is how we're going to base on it. But so you may expend your special armor to resist a consequence from physical violence. Or to push yourself for the same? Like... And yeah, this one should be called... Here, if I can do, should be called not... I mean, it's not to be fucked with again, but... I'm going to leave it at that for now. I'll come up... The names don't super matter right now. There's a physical harm special armor. Is there already? Okay, let's look for the other ones. Protect a teammate, push yourself, ritual, supernatural consequence... I should just look. Oh, it's just Battleborn. Oh, yeah, no, totally perfect. That's what I want. It's that move. Okay. But I'm going to call it something else. Okay. So it's more metal that way. Anybody know what the alt text for O with an umlaut is? Let's see. O with umlaut. Let's just copy it. Right here. That O doesn't look quite right. I think because it's in Arial and not Droid Sans. Okay, whatever. It's the wrong size, too. Fuck it. All right, there we go. Battlebjorn. Okay. Yeah, the other O is also good. Okay, good. Perfect. So, and then Gentle Giant. Oh, and I really want... Oh, yeah, we had so many ideas for this one, too. It's okay. We'll make more moves than we need, and then we can cut them down. So the Warrior Order one, right? Like Cohort of Chaos. So when you... Oh, this is the setup when you involve your... What is it called? An engagement? Yeah, here we go. So this is like when you... Because I kind of want to give them a move for like... Whoop. No, get out of here. Shift B. There it is. Okay, so it's not weaving the web. This is Cohort of Chaos. And it's like your friends. Yes. Bjorn is bear in Swedish. That's right. He's a battle bear. Battlebjorn. And also it's a funny pun and a joke on the... Right? Like... All right, Cohort of Chaos. So you gain +1 die to, let's see, talk. When you gather information on a target for a score. I don't think. This is like when you speak to your, like when you go among like your battle brethren, right? Your comrades in battle. When you seek information or when you gather information among your comrades. Okay, here we go. You gather information among your comrades of battle, fellow gladiators, right? People who are like you. When you gather information among your comrades of battle, take +1 to talk. You get +1 die for the engagement roll for that operation. Okay, there you go. Okay, all right. So it's like your other Ravagers. Talked about that a little bit. Good. This one is called. I want this when you're too tough and cool to like sleep and breathe and like you can survive in a vacuum. Right? So you're just too tough and angry to need to require mundane needs like food, air, or a pressurized environment to live. There you go. Okay, and then right, too angry to die. Immunity is too tough to need to breathe, etc. Okay, and then we did the ignoring one, and we did the special armor. Okay, we're good. So let's talk about what Gentle Giant should do. Gentle Giant, I want it to be the softest, most like ignore reductions in effect from lacking them. That's good. Thank you, Trist. Trist, I think you have a better handle on the general mechanics of blades than I do. So I really appreciate your feedback. Thank you. Yeah, right. Goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus. So Gentle Giant, I want it to be the most like offering of emotional labor. I want it to be like gentle, helping. This is like you are able to connect intimately with your fellow team members to help them get over their shit. So something about downtime, or like if you use one of your downtime actions, everybody else gets a bonus. This is like in Torchbearer, the halfling merriment thing. Yeah, a move to reduce your allies' stress, and I think it's a downtime action. Right? It's like group therapy. You like lead group therapy, and I want it to be during downtime. So let's take a quick look at like what downtime is like. So let's see. The heart is a muscle too. So in downtime, you get payoff, you accumulate heat, there are entanglements, and then you get to work on activities. How many downtime activities do you traditionally get? Because I want to make downtime better. That this is just a downtime improvement thing. 2. Okay. Yeah. And then spend coin for 3. Oh, okay. Maybe maybe like you and someone else get another one, right? Because that's a thing, right? There's like, here, let me look at what. And then you do it like for reducing stress, right? Let's see. During downtime, you get 2 ticks to determine I'm extending a long-term project. The end of each downtime, you earn +2 stash. At the beginning of Downtime, maybe like you and someone else get, but you have to narrate it together. Yeah. Okay, something like something about like you like basically I want them to be able, so you reduce stress by pursuing your vices, right? Yeah, one Downtime action. If you, here we go. If you share your honest appreciation for them, you and one other player get +1 Downtime action. Cool. There you go. I like it. So you're like, after the battle, you have to be like, no, you did well. That's a good start. I don't know if it's like hard enough. I want it to be like really like emotionally like in touch. Something about like, and like healing or recovering, right? Like, and you can't get rid of, yeah, this is the like, I love you, bro. I love you too, bro. No, really, bro. I love you. I love you too. Like, it's so good. It's not catharsis. It's just like, you're so passionate about like a battle. Yeah. Everybody, you clear your stress by recovering. Yeah. Indulging your vice. Maybe you just automatically remove some stress. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just say you and one other player, like, not give them the option. Reduce your stress by 2. Maybe something like that. Like, you just do it, right? Yeah. Because then it's just like you started off at the beginning of Downtime where you call out a specific person and you're like, yeah, having less stress can fuck you over. It's true if you overdo it. But that's the thing, because it reduces their need to go after their vice. It actually reduces it, because then they'll be like, maybe I won't indulge my vice. Maybe I'll just hang out. Like, I trust you. You're a good person. You don't need to be bad. And they're like, now I don't want to be bad because this big bloodstained maniac told me that I'm a good person and that they love me. I like that. Yeah, does 2 seem good? 2 is kind of low. I mean, it's 4 total, right? It's 2 and 2. 3 and 3 would be 6. So I don't know if 6 is too much. Yeah. Bro, you're my vice. As if, okay, how about this? Reduce your stress as if you had both indulged your vice. Oh my God, if you indulged, if you overindulge as a result, what normally happens if you overindulge in your vice? Here we go. Attract trouble, brag, lost, or trapped. We can make a new one. So a new thing happens. So you don't attract trouble, you don't brag, you don't get lost, you're not tapped. What happens to you if you overindulge in like softness, emotional time with the gentle giant? Like, yeah, introspection, like, yeah, overindulge in loving your buds, like just too much hugging and like, yeah, you kind of lose your edge. Yeah, right? Where it's just like you realize you don't have to fight or do drugs. You become less metal in this like dumb way. Because again, remember, the Ravager especially, but overall, the game is about being metal. And it's not very metal to like talk about your feelings, which is dumb because that's the most fucking metal thing there is. But yeah, I want this idea to be like something about start an introspection clock. Yeah, I gotta find a way like, if you overindulge as a result, this like, yeah, you become like soft, right? Maybe you take like, I don't want to give you a whole nother trauma, but that is a trauma, right? Softness. You go home and rethink your life. Yeah. Yeah, take a -1 die to your next engagement roll, which would be -2, because they could both overindulge. Maybe if either of you overindulge. Yeah, right. Like you maybe both do. The idea here is that what happens is the gentle giant is like, you fought well. You're great. I love you. Yeah, like maybe take a harm. Something like that. Yeah. Let me look at how harm works. I think that is, where is that? The basics? Characters? What the fuck is harm? You have to put Careless Whisper on in the background. Yeah. I like that though. I like that harm. Like your harm is softness. No, there are mechanical outcomes from there are mechanical outcomes from that. Overindulgent. I don't want it to deactivate. I just want it to be something that's like it'll kind of fuck you over. Like let's look at the other overindulgences, right? It's like you get an additional entanglement. Your heat increases. It's bad for the group. You vanish. Or your current purveyor cuts you off. Find a new source. Maybe you just can't do it with that character again. Oh, yeah. No, that's totally it. You cannot do this with that character again. Ever. Like you've just gotten too, you got overindulged. You work too hard and you're like, ugh, don't. Like you got too close. You got too close to the fire. Don't fall in love, Thrognar. Don't fall in love. Thrognar. No, that's so good. I like it. Yeah. So you just like, if you overindulge, it's like you feel yourself getting too close to them and you have to like take a step back. This relationship is getting too serious. Yeah, I like it. But what if you do fall in love? You can't. This is a one-time thing and you're like, no. We're too close. Okay. All right. If you share your honest appreciation for them and their actions, if you share a mutual appreciation, right? Because I want them both to say nice things about each other in character. Like I loved when you ripped that guy's arm off. Really beat that guy to death with it. Yeah. I want it to be like if you and another character share your honest appreciation for each other, your mutual appreciation for each other, and mutual appreciation for one another. You may both reduce stress as if you had indulged your vice. If you overindulge as well, you cannot do this with that character again. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Got it. Yeah, so like you have to both mutually be like, you're my whole world, bro. Like with each other, and then be like, oh, it's too much. I can't. The feelings, gotta shove them back down. Yeah, no, you can't do it with that character again. Like you're just like, no, we can't. We mustn't. Yeah, I don't know how we would recharge this, but I feel like it's fine to just be like, no, it's too much. And it's a free extra downtime action. Right at the beginning of downtime. So you just pick someone and you say, yeah, Drax is a Ravager. For sure. I mean, it means the move eventually doesn't exist. I mean, you'd have to fail downtime. You'd have to do this. You'd have to overdo it every single time. And you don't have to, right? You may. So it doesn't force you. I think you could do a clock. Yeah, or you could take the move again or something. Yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. Okay, cool. I like it. The Ravager. Yeah, right. The Ravager is like, actually, this could be helpful later to figure out like some characters that might fit these molds. But yeah, Drax is totally a Ravager. Yeah, I feel that for sure. Okay. All right. So that's 2. Let's dig in. Man, the time is just flying by. Let's dig into the navigate. No, the Navigatrix I gotta save. Do I do the noble? Do I do the noble? Do I do the Navigatrix? I'm still feeling it. I think I'm gonna go. We're gonna go in on the noble. So the noble is a bully. The noble is an entitled, snot-nosed douchebag. Like they're fucking like powdered wigs and snooty accents. The Marquis de Sade, fucking hedonism bot. Right? Somebody asked me, can I play hedonism bot in this? And I was like, yeah, hedonism bot is a noble who is engineered, right? With the background of probably a criminal, right? Or demon cult, maybe. Yeah. So like, yeah, hedonism bot, they're like, put on accents, and they're a bit the face, right? Because they do actually have connections and skills. But that's kind of their thing. Yeah, a Dying Earth character. Yeah, that's a good call too. So yeah, they have friends or enemies with governor, rival noble, secrets broker, a lawyer, or a concubine. They might get a manservant on any given mission. They can just bring one along. Their special abilities are having money, knowing things, numbness. I've seen it all. Knowing someone who can get you something wherever you are, convince peasants to do what you want, throwing your reputation around, resistance to being disgusted or shocked. So they've got a little bit of like Warhammer nobility in there, and then like backup clones or copies. Like if you die, you just go away and you come back as a younger, cleaner version of yourself. Oh, nothing sordid, I assure you. Simply vomit on me ever so gently while I humiliate a pheasant. Exactly. I'm going to go ahead and just copy that. I'm going to copy that into... Yeah, Draco Malfoy could very easily be a noble. I'm going to put that... put that quote right here. Yes, very good. Perfect. Okay, good. So, and these special abilities we can steal from the what are they called? The slide has probably a few of these. Now remember, money in this game isn't money, right? Coin isn't coin. We feed the demon with, what did we end up calling it? Tribute. We feed the tribute with we feed the demon with tribute. So money is irrelevant. We don't chase money. Maybe our demon wants riches, like this one, for example. But yeah, we're in competition with other demons for influence, and we feed them tribute. So yeah, the spider is probably a bit of a touchstone here too. There is a bit of like, I want a little bit of damage resistance for the noble, where it's like, it's not like the Ravager who's so angry he doesn't feel. It's that the noble loves trauma, right? And the noble is like, oh, yes, whip me again, right? Like this idea of like, they like pain and suffering, and it gets them off. In this like, yeah, sort of masochistic, like, yeah, whip me again. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think we're on the same page. I think we kind of know what's going on here. Yeah. So, okay. So having money, knowing things, I want them to have a move where they They get, and this isn't like Cenobite pain. This is like explicitly, like, I don't know if it would be erotic necessarily, but it is sensual pain, not in a like cleansing fire, like feverish way, but in a like, you know, they like things that most people wouldn't. And they're like questing, right? The noble is built around a hedonistic quest for new experiences. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, let's take a look at some character moves that already exist that I can kind of throw. They're good at, yeah, exactly. They're good at indulging their vice. Yeah, like better at it than other people, for sure. Let's start there. Actually. So let's go to downtime. Indulging your vice. Takes time. Done during downtime. Gang member. To find out how much stress relief you receive. A vice roll is like a resistance roll in reverse. The effects of your indulgence depend on your worst attribute. It's their weakest quality that is the most thrall to vice. You make an attribute roll using the lowest rating. Clear stress equals the highest die result. And maybe some protection against overindulgence. Yeah. As an option. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. All right. So maybe, okay, there's two, I don't know if this warrants two separate moves, but here's kind of what I was thinking. So when you, during downtime, if you overindulge your vice, you may choose not to instead. Like they're immune to overindulgence. During downtime, during downtime, you may use whatever, what are they called? Attribute? Yeah, whatever attribute rating you like. Instead of your weakest one. Overindulgence could provide a benefit. That's maybe more interesting. Yeah. Like, it's good for them. They want to get all fucked up, right? They want to be like, oh, you don't understand. Like, it was just too much. So you may, they try, right? Yeah, if you overindulge your vice, take +1 to the next engagement roll in addition to whatever other effect you choose. There we go. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah, okay, so these are both moves you'd have to buy, right? Now remember, we don't have coin in this. We have tribute, right? And tribute is obedience to the demon. Yeah, let's leave these. Again, power, relative power of abilities and all this stuff is all about playtesting, right? So people who know more about and who have a better handle on this system will look at this and give me feedback. So, okay, all right. So, during downtime, if you overinvolve. These names are all going to be so gross. Gross and voiced by Tim Curry. That's right. Okay. Good. Let's do a special armor one. There's gonna be a daddy move in there too. The kid from the Vale in Game of Thrones, yeah, he'd grow up to be a perfect noble. All right. So characters. There needs to be a move. Hit me, baby, one more time. Listen, Britney Spears references are not very metal. Um, okay, so like, let's see, special. So special armor resists a consequence of, yeah, these are easy to grab. So let's just copy one of these, and this one will be, you can expend your special armor or to resist a consequence of, and this is the I've seen it all, or the numbness resistance one, right? So like, yes, Britney Spears shaving her head was pretty metal. That's true. Let's see. You may expend your special armor to resist a consequence of surprise or mental harm, or push yourself. And this is like physical duress. Yes, yeah. I mean that second move, you use whatever attribute rating you like. You're very good at diffusing stress. What situation would you push yourself here? So fear, confusion, surprise, right? Surprise or mental harm, fear, confusion, etc. Or to push yourself. When? Like under situations of physical duress? Because that's different, right? I want this to be about consequence of surprise or push yourself. Because the way these are phrased is like in specific situations, right? For ranged combat and tracking. Or working with technical skill or handling alchemicals. A feat of athletics or stealth. Physical endurance. Like resisting torture and shit. Yeah. What's the noble's best action? Talk. Okay. So this is, you may spend your special armor to resist a consequence. This is the one where they're like numb, right? Oh. Obviously. I like the ennui too. That's good. Yeah, that's a good call. I'll use that one. Okay. Okay. All right. So it's the numbness one. We need one about like, yeah, reputation or family name. Like, so when you name drop your family or and you name drop a famous to get what you want, you get +1 die, right? +1 die to talk or... Yeah. And then, yeah, potency, like you gain potency. So that's for this one. That's the noblesse oblige one, right? Yeah, right. And it has to be in like certain situations, right? When you name drop to get what you want from someone, right? When you get it to get a favor, right? It's just the like, oh well, don't you know who I am? I'm the son of so and so. I'm the daughter of so and so. I'm siblings with so and so, right? You're not the famous one. It's someone else. Like, it's in a social situation. Yeah. And it's take +1 die. It's the fucking phrasing is the thing, but that's the, yeah, that's the one. So Okay. All right. And then let's see. Well, nobles aren't about your friends. It's about your family. It's about I'm so and so's twin sister, whoever. Okay, so we got that one. We got that one. We got that one. And then, yeah, I want like a knowledge one, knowing things about, because they're all over the place. They've seen everything, right? So, this is I want a when you gather information, right? Yeah, this is actually the one I was looking for. So, scrutinize maybe. Right. Well, this isn't, it's who you know isn't just, it's not a threat, right? It's a promise too. It's the like, I can help you because my cousin is the Duke of Aldebaran, right? It's not just, I'm going to fuck you up. I think that can be one. There could be a like, don't you know who I am one. Okay, scrutinizing you gather information for a target or a score. You gain +1 for the engagement roll. And this is the like having holdings on a bunch of different planets. Like we're everywhere. Yeah. Because the idea here is you're like able to understand, like you have a feed of information, you have secret messages and like a network of. There we go. It's a big good one for now. Okay. And then like something about money, right? Maybe. And then I want that clone one. So like, is there a way to get flashbacks for money? You gain something about how you like in any flashback related to buying something or yeah, buying something or bribing, anything that revolves around like using money to get what you want. Yeah, acquiring assets. In any flashback that results using money to obtain an asset or information, an asset, a favor, or information. Get +1 die. It's not about shady deals. It's not about shady deals. It's about just spending money, right? It's about like on that roll, right? On that roll. I don't know how to phrase this, but the idea is that if you describe a flashback that uses in any flashback that uses money to obtain an asset, a favor, or information, get +1 die on that roll. Okay. One effect would be really good. Yeah, I don't know how I want to balance these quite yet, but okay. I just want it to be easier to do these things. It's easier for you to succeed at money-related stuff. Okay. All right. This is money, knowing things. We got some of that. Let's do a clone one. So like this is if you're ever like knocked out of the game, you can come back immediately. which is like if you overindulge. What can knock you out? It's trauma. You can get traumatized out of a scene. Maybe like once ever you can just, oh, here we go. Okay, let's try this. So once ever you can during downtime you may erase all your harm, stress, and trauma and just you get a new body, right? You're, as you have your consciousness transferred into a clone. And you can buy another clone if you buy this move again. If you have this move and you are... Actually, it doesn't have to be during downtime. I think you can just, like... just do it. Like, the idea is that, like, if you have this move and you're killed, you may instead use its effect. Activate its effects. Because I want it, like, where it's like you die, and then in the next scene, you come back. How about this? And you were killed. You may activate it and return in a fresh new body in the next scene. Okay. Something like that. Like the idea, I don't know how I wanna phrase this, but the idea will be that you come back. Yeah, fresh out of the vat. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Sure. We'll figure it out. And yeah, if you can retake it, yeah, you'd have to earn back up to get this one again. I like it. Perfect. Yes. Sans belly button. Yeah. Good. All right, so that's a good start for these fucking weirdos. Cool. Okay. So I think I'm going to save the Navigatrix. We're going to save her. And what we're going to do is next session, and actually I want to plan another one quite soon if I can. Because I'd love to put all this stuff together. I'd love to put all this stuff together for the end of the month. So next session, we'll try to do the Navigatrix and we'll do the demon, right? We'll work out the demon of riches. And then I will, I'll do maybe one more session for the scenario. And I think we're good. Let me hear. And that would be good if by the end of the year I have a playtest, even just like a very loose playtest to try out. That would be fun. I would be into that. Okay, let's see here. So we got Ravage. What the hell's happening? Oh God. Okay, I don't have the check marks. I can't mark off. Look, I can't do it. It's not letting me. It's selecting all of them. Damn you, Google. Oh, because it's a button. It's a list. It's a bulleted list. That's why. So I can't actually do that. Okay, well, whatever. So this is what I need. 4 playbooks. We've got 3 down. We'll do Riches and the Navigatrix next time. And then I'll work out that core scenario, which would mean we'll need some enemies, which I can come up with. Yeah. All right, sick. Sick. I think that'll be good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your help and your influence. Thank you for hanging out and watching me just get all these weird things out of my head and onto a page. I'd love to have something available to give you by the end of the month, and that is the plan. So we'll keep going on that. I think I'll try to schedule something. Looking at my schedule right now, Probably next Monday or Tuesday. I've actually got a fair bit of kind of time here and there. So maybe 2 next week or 2 the week after. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, we'll do that. So, keep an eye on the schedule. It's down below. If you would like, tomorrow, I will be back at, what time am I streaming tomorrow? Everything's all weird now because of the con. Tomorrow I will be back at 9 a.m. for Dragon Heist. So we've got a special Wednesday, 9 to 12 Pacific Dragon Heist. And then right after that, I'm going to try to start working on another creative project. I have a zine that I want to put together. I want to put together a photography zine. So we're going to try and do that starting tomorrow. So I'm going to learn InDesign because new skills are fun, I guess. Cool. All right. So that's it for me. Thanks for coming. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. All right. Bye, everybody.